CVA's AccuraSeries, Bagara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Piece of the Week being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing, which guarantees we got them in the house.
They are here
Mike
tonight.
and Deborah Flowers are in the house.
They're in between big weekends right now, I understand.
They are now. They've done over 1,000 deer so far, with the biggest day coming Saturday, probably.
I would say most likely this Saturday is going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. All right. You got who?
Our first picture of this is Mr. Mike Fancher, and this is a nice buck that he's been watching for 3 years now, and he got this deer in South Central Kentucky. So I want to say congratulations to Mike on that buck.
Okay.
And our next one here, this is Bill Constable with a nice buck that he shot this past weekend in Cheatham County, and that buck was a 10-pointer. We want to say congratulations to Bill on him. And here's a couple of my little buddies here. This is Zeb Major, and this is a nice Wilson County buck that he took a few weekends ago on the juvenile hunt. And in our next picture here, this is Zeb's younger brother, Knox. He didn't want to be outdone, so he got a buck of his own. And so we want to say congratulations to Zeb and Knox both on those nice bucks. And you guys, if you want to send those pictures over to us, just try to get them to us on Facebook or Instagram. And if that doesn't work out for you guys, you can send them to us at 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee 37219.
That's right. Lots of deer activity as far as Facebook's concerned. With Tennessee deer hunters and all them showing all these pictures of these nice bucks and does, and a lot of does too.
It's been just a continuous flow of and there have been some nice deer shot this year. I mean, it's like, you know, every year it seems they get just a little bit better and a little bit better, but the average deer this year on Tennessee Deer Hunters has
been a monster.
Has really been nice.
And I gotta say, you know, last Saturday was the opening day of Modern Gun in Kentucky.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, my phone went nuts.
They had a good weekend in Kentucky.
They sure had a great weekend.
And James Jones, congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
He took
a monster.
I mean, a fantastic buck in Kentucky last weekend.
Did you see it had a broken, like a G3
He had
or G4,
several broken tines.
But that one G3 was probably going to be a long one.
Yeah, it was. The buck would have green scored a little over 200 inches if it wouldn't have been broken off. So I mean, it was a really big deer.
It's a really big deer, and of course we're talking about the owner of Sniper trail cameras and Sniper hunting products, and Jim's just a great friend and a great guy, and boy is he an avid hunter.
He is. I started saying he's a hunter.
He loves.
He's not just in the business, he is one of us.
And let me tell you something, hats off to Natasha, his wife. She set the standard for him, buddy.
She has. He's just playing catch up right now. She set that up about a month ago.
Monster Tennessee deer.
Yeah, she did.
And so, Jim, we just hope you can hold your head up, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. At least he's got something to take down there to the taxidermist with her. So.
He does. But I tell you what, we want to talk about, you got to see in the video, we had some younger bucks, 1.5 to 2.5-year-old bucks.
We have.
Chasing does, and you had a lot of does in the area. And you do it right, Brandon. I mean, you saw a bunch of different deer, but you have a safety zone that you and your partners, your hunting partners, they do not go into. None of y'all go in there.
Right. Pretty much every farm that we set up, and it just depends on the size of the farm, but we'll have as much of a safety area as we can. There's some places, on that particular place, it's probably 10 acres, 12 acres, which isn't a lot, but you would be amazed at how many deer have been shot that have come out of that 10-acre patch of woods.
Well, they don't smell humans in there.
Right, we don't walk in there, we don't drive in there, we don't hunt in them, unless there is dead meat laying in those woods, we don't walk in them. And that's made a big difference for us too. And that particular spot, you know, bordering that sanctuary, that's where that's the same stand where Emory got her first buck last year in that same spot. And she's been in there with me a bunch this year. Matter of fact, was with me then, and it's just it's one after another come from that sanctuary zone. And by leaving that bedding cover, you were mentioning that when we were watching the video, because you know what that looked like before. Yeah. And when we changed that area and took that and let that grow into that bedding cover, from the ground, from on that video, you know, you can look down in there and you can see in those little areas that we planted, and it looks nice and open. But from the ground level, you could have walked within 10 yards of those deer and you wouldn't have known they were there.
That's right.
Coming around that field, it's over your head, and you have no idea that that's down in there. And it has created this buffer zone that makes them feel so comfortable. And we're going to start doing this in more areas now as well, but it has proven to be a really good move when we changed this particular field to doing that.
So, you know, we have seen through Facebook a lot of guys killing some very mature 4.5, 5.5, even 7.5-year-old bucks. Mm-hmm. So they are being harvested. Some of them are being seen and taken. But a lot of people are reading, and matter of fact, some I've seen is the rut still on. So evidently the activity's gone down in their area. Yes, the rut is still on. And I still say that you're going to see the younger bucks running during the day, a lot of it. Now you will see some mature ones too, but mature ones have played this game before.
Yeah, they're more patient, and that's kind of what I was explaining in the video a little bit there with that. Even at that 3-year-old class and above, they start to play the game a little bit different. He don't waste a lot of energy pushing around does that aren't ready and chasing and fighting even. I mean, not that they won't fight, but they don't waste a lot of energy doing that stuff. The more mature deer are more so stand back. They're going to just keep eating, keep herself ready, and then here in the next, like in our area, it's probably going to be in the next 7 to 10 days. But when that peak time hits, when most of those does are starting to come in, it's when you'll have a chance to catch him on his feet in daylight, usually between different does or something like that.
And I still say these older bucks right now, you know, we just got this cold front.
Oh yeah.
This really cold snap hit. I think you're going to see Saturday, I think you're going to see a big change in what you're seeing as far as bucks. I said, because I think they're going to do a lot of daylight activity.
Yeah.
But right now, before this, I would say that most of their activity was nocturnal. Scrapes, because it's a proven fact that most of your scrapes are made between the hours of 2 and 3 a.m., which it's pitch black dark outside.
Yeah, and that's about right. I mean, most of our scrape pictures are in the dark.
They're in the dark.
But it'll tell you which bucks are still in the area,
yes,
still using the area, and we set all our cameras up on scrapes. That's usually where we have every camera we own right now, is on scrape lines. And the neat thing about a scrape line is, whether it be a 1.5-year-old spike buck or a 6.5-year-old 12-point buck, he's going to hit that same scrape. If he comes by that scrape, he's going to hit it. And so it helps you inventory. You know.
Let's also talk about that, because scrapes have been a medium that most guys can see and most hunters can visualize, and they think, well, one buck's making it. That couldn't be anything further from the truth.
Right. As a matter of fact, does will stop by at times too.
Multiple does, but I've seen as many as 8 and 9 bucks on one scrape.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have many times.
And you know, so it's like a community hole. It's like you know, the whole community's coming in, letting everybody know, well, Fred's back in town, or James is back in town.
Especially particular ones. I mean, when the ones you find right there at the end of bow season, the first ones you start showing up, and a lot of times they show up in the same places year after year, and that's where your community scrapes. Now you'll have a buck get aggressive, and he'll come into an area, you know, while he's aggressive and make a scrape or two while he walks around the edge of the field. And another buck or 2 or 3, whatever, may still hit that scrape. But those community scrapes are where you really want to get them, and they're usually the first ones showing up. And the biggest ones, you know, they're not just a little small scrape area. It's the size of the top of this table, you know.
They're 4 and 5 foot.
Yeah,
wide.
When you get one like that, get a camera on it, and you'll be surprised at how many deer are visiting that scrape.
That's true. We're going to talk a little bit more and try to help you out a little bit more. In our next segment is also a call-in session, so we'll be able to answer any questions you might have, but we got to do our probably.
That's right. This week's Product of the Week is being sponsored by our friends over at Candy Fork Outdoors. You can stop right here and see them at the Donaldson Plaza Shopping Center, and they actually right now have their customer appreciation going on. So be sure to stop by and see them today or tomorrow. Got all kinds of deals going on, lots of information for you guys you can get. And if you still do not get a chance to stop by there, go and see them at the River Store or at the Center Hill Dam exit.
We got some new products that have come out from Jeff Hill at Mad Dad Lures. He's located on Lake Guntersville. But as you can see, this is a small little crappie jig that has a spinner on it. Now, the great thing about this is it gives it that flash, even in murky water or something like that, which you have a lot of stained murky water in the wintertime. This will help attract their attention. But also notice this little body bait right here is a Mad Dad Lure Special. It's a special color. He calls it monkey's milk, but this has a little chartreuse in it. And as you can tell, we've got a whole bunch of them here getting ready for the crappie season, aren't we, Brandon?
That's a crappie killer
right
there.
That's a crappie killer right here, I'm telling you. But Lake Guntersville, they use this bait a lot, but I also feel strongly about Percy Priest and Old Hickory. If you're not too strong about it, this has got to be a Percy Priest killer right here. Just much like a catawba worm, it's black on top, but it has the chartreuse belly, which is great. And a lot of good action in these. But use these heads. He's got them to where you can use the heads with the spinners, or they come without spinners. Either one is a great choice for crappie right now. And like I said, we've got a guy that's using these right now. He's catching between 17 and 19-inch crappie right now. That's some hosses. So give him a call. Mad Dad Lures, check him out. Jeff Hill, or you can check us out at Facebook. We'll get you contact information to him, okay?
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines right here for you guys and some more Southern Woods and Waters.